Okay, so before you started watching this video, you should have already taken a couple minutes to work on the group warm-up. And the group warm-up that's given to you requires that you use your long division skills to see if you can come up with the answer when you divide this cubic polynomial by this linear polynomial. So let's go through the answers to this warm-up before we move on to talking about what zeros are of a polynomial function and how we can use zeros of a polynomial function to get the other roots when we graph our polynomial functions. So in Lesson 7, Unit 2, our warm-up asks us to divide x cubed minus x squared minus 2x plus 8 by x minus 1. So if I set this up properly, x minus 1 ends up on the outside, and inside our polynomial we're going to put this cubic function. The first thing we have to make sure is, one, it's in standard form, which it is because you're decreasing in values of your exponents, and you want to make sure that you have all of your terms represented. If you have a term that's missing, we need to substitute 0 in for that term as a placeholder as we go ahead and divide. In this case, we have the 3, the 2, the 1, and of course the 0. So everything there is represented. So we can take this cubic function, plug it inside our division, long division box, and we can begin long dividing. To do that, x cubed is our leading x value on the inside, x is the leading value on the outside. Since I'm looking for a number up top that I can multiply with x to give me x cubed, I have the x, one of the x's on the outside, which means I'm missing 2 of them to get x cubed on the inside. So x squared goes up on top, x squared times x gives me x to the 3rd power. X squared now times my second term gives me negative x squared. Just like in lesson 6, I take these two numbers and I subtract them. When I subtract, I have double negatives. If I have double negatives, they both turn to positive. So when I do that, I get x cubed minus x cubed. That cancels out and gives me nothing. X squared plus x squared also cancels out and gives me nothing. So I'm left with 0. So in this case, what do? How do I continue on from here? Well, I have 2 terms on the outside that I use when I'm using to divide my inside polynomial. So everything inside, I'm going to be looking at it with 2 terms. So I have to bring down not only my negative 2x, but I also have to bring down my plus 8. And that's because I have 2 terms on the outside. Again, I start over. My leading x here is negative 2x. My leading x on the outside is x. So what part's missing? Well, I need a negative 2 with this x to give me what I have on the inside. So negative 2 times x gives me negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 1 now gives me a positive 2. If I go through and I subtract these terms now, my double negatives turn to positive. Those 2 cancel out. 8 minus 2 gives me 6, and I have nothing else to bring down since I only have 1 term left on the outside and I would need 2 in order to keep continuing. 6 ends up being my remainder.